Welcome, my children of the night, to Terror Tales of LA, the podcast. Your home for all things horror and all things Los Angeles.
Hello, and welcome back to Terror Tales of LA, the podcast. I'm your host, Adri Diaz.
And I'm your other host, Quentin Ridings.
Where some may call us the Daphne and Thelma of the group.
Yes.
You know, Daphne's the hot one. Maybe doesn't have all her wits there. And then we have Velma,
The secret baddie.
the slightly autistic one.
Yep. But smoking hot.
Smoking hot underneath the sweater.
Yes. Like really tight. Keeping it really tight.
Ew. So Quentin was getting aggravated with me because
Yeah.
I kept calling him slightly autistic. But
Yes.
then what happened, Quentin?
I took a little test from the UK.
And what did that little test from the UK say?
I have a kiss of autism.
A kissatism.
Yes, the autism fairy gave me a little kiss and blessed me with her gift.
Yes, and that's what I've been telling you. And you've
Yeah.
been giving me so much damn attitude. And I was like, no,
I needed an official diagnosis, and now I have it.
you are a high-functioning autism.
And now I'm gonna really wear that out. Like I'm gonna be a problem.
No.
Yep.
No, what do you mean you're me a problem?
Yeah. Anytime anything goes wrong or I'm like rude to someone, I'm gonna like hold a little card up. It says "Be nice to me."
Are you going to make this card?
Yeah. Be nice to me. I'm autistic. And the flip side, I'll be Terror Tales of LA.
Here's a QR code.
Yeah. Listen to my podcast.
Oh, no. No, and it makes a lot of sense because, you know, heck, I've said in the past, you are the gargoyle of a party. You like to stand and gawk.
I like how you've turned my very nice, very demure people watching into something nefarious that I do
You
at
ain't
parties.
in Paris, bitch. You ain't people watching on the street.
Yes,
You're
I am.
gawking.
I'm sipping my little espresso that I bring from home.
And you're scaring people. I'll never forget on that one birthday party I had how you scared everyone.
It's not my fault. I'm so like striking, and people notice me that I can't like quietly watch them in a party. That I naturally draw so much focus that people wonder what I'm doing.
Oh my god.
If
Okay, whatever.
I'm sorry, I'm not homelier.
Okay, me too. Honestly, me too.
Our lives would be better. I'd probably be funnier
Oh, honestly, I say that all the time. If I was uglier,
if I had to try like 50% harder.
Anyways, I'm so glad that you got that.
I can, yeah. Now, a medical professional in the UK made this test that I took.
Did you do that Nathan Fielder test where it's like the
Oh.
eyes?
The eye one, I don't struggle with it. I did take that test.
And what it
I
say?
don't struggle with like that style of autism where I can't read.
So you can read people's facial expressions.
Yes.
Okay. So what am I thinking right now?
It's not very polite, Adri. It's not a polite thing to say about me.
No, because I was thinking I'm so happy for you. So maybe you don't know.
How about you? Have you received any like medical diagnoses recently?
No, nothing new. Just the typical HPV, you know.
Well, who doesn't have that?
Who doesn't have HPV?
What-
If you don't have HPV, you're a fucking loser.
You must be like a gigantic nerd if you don't have HP at this point.
Nah, nothing. No medical diagnosis lately. I have been getting real aggravated lately, but that's nothing new. Always being agitated.
You are agitated a lot.
Someone told me recently I am Squidward, and I was like, that is so true.
Oh, that's.
Squidward has to deal with a lot of bullshit.
I mean, I would be like, now that I'm like older, I would probably be frustrated too if those were like my two adult neighbors.
A fucking sponge and a fucking starfish.
Because who are like just always getting into hijinks and like blowing your house up or like breaking into your own house.
Right.
Like, because like they're adults. Like they made a point when Stephen Hildenberg or whatever the guy's creator, because he didn't want it to be like SpongeBob to be a kid. He wants like the idea like that you're an adult with that kind of like wonder and that you approach the world with.
I'm going Squidward right now.
But yeah.
Can you fucking wrap this up? I'm getting Squidward on your ass.
Don't play the clarinet. Wait, no, do play the clarinet.
That was the worst Squidward impression I've ever heard in my whole entire life.
Do a better one.
SpongeBob!
Yep, you're right. Yours is better.
Shut the hell up. I'm getting agitated again.
Hey, Adri.
Oh, wait, you know what I did? No. You know what I did get diagnosed with recently?
What?
The infection.
Oh, that you got the milder version of it.
I got the, yeah.
You didn't get the rage virus, but you did get like the agitated virus.
Yeah, that would actually explain a lot.
Yeah.
Just slightly pissed all the time.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't like ruin your life.
Someone coughed blood in my eye,
Yeah.
and now I'm slightly pissed.
All the time. You do run like that.
I do run like my
Arms-
limbs aren't
arms down.
arms down.
Yeah.
Limbs aren't symmetrical, so there's like a weird.
You run like an indoor kid.
I do. Why do I bring this up today? Because we watched 2 movies this week.
Yeah.
We
did.
watched 2 whole movies.
28 years apart.
28. Technically, not really.
Oh, I mean that
That actually kind of pissed me off, but we'll get into that later.
he didn't wait 3 years.
3 years. You could always wait fucking 3 years to make it accurate. Anyways, we watched 28 Days Later.
And 28 years later.
Yes, I had never seen 28 Days Later.
Which kind of blew my mind because I've watched it over the years. I love that movie. It's a fantastic film.
It was very fantastic. You know what's so funny? I thought I saw it, but then I think I was thinking of the movie 28 Days with Sandra Bullock. You know the one where
Is it like where
she
she
goes to rehab
Rehab.
because she's an alcoholic.
She has to dry out
Yeah.
for 28 days, right?
Yes, exactly. Why would they name 2 movies similar in that era?
Oh, like
28 Days and 28 Days
Well,
Later.
one-
2 completely different movies
I do remember the poster now. Like
where she's like kind of mid,
she
like
looks like
drunk.
she's having fun.
She's like
Yeah, I'm assuming that's pre-rehab.
pre-rehab, yeah.
That she's
I
having
doubt
all the
that's
fun.
her in rehab.
Yeah.
Having that much fun dancing next to a chair.
Oh yeah, like no, well, actually, I guess unless the message is rehab, it's good.
It's not. But
No.
that movie I did see 28 Days.
Yes.
But my mom was a big Sandra Bullock fan growing up.
Oh, that makes sense. She was like kind of everywhere for a while. Like
Yeah.
She was like one of the rom-com queens.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And she killed it.
She is funny. I mean, Miss Congeniality, we should cover at some point just because it is like
Literally.
it's a good movie.
It's a good ass movie.
Oh, my friend's dad has a small role in that too.
Who?
My friend Parker back in Texas because they filmed part of it in Texas.
Miss Congeniality?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what part is he?
Got to be when she's hiding donuts. The dog that kind of like sniffs at her, and she has to like, and she's like fine, and gives the donut that she was like hiding like between her
Your
thighs.
friend's the dog?
No, he was the guy. The
Dog?
He was.
The dog?
Yes, my friend's father's a dog.
Wow.
Yeah, Texas is a weird place.
Isn't that Austin's logo? Stay
Yeah,
weird.
stay weird. Your
Stay weird.
dads are dogs now.
Dads are canines.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's funny. But yeah, I have seen 28 Days, but then I watched 28 Days Later for the first time. Really fucking good.
Yeah. What's your like kind of overall like impression of as a newbie?
What's that guy's name again?
Cillian Murphy or Danny Boyle, the director?
Cillian Murphy. Fucking fine. We get to see him. His first shot, we get to see some weenie.
He a little peepee.
He might be a grower. Okay.
He might have been scared and
He
cold.
might have. You think I'm gonna be rocking a big old hog when there's fucking zombies chasing me? No.
Not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but like they learned their lesson in 28 years later because we got to see a gigantic peepee in that one.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna be covering both, but let's talk about 28 Days.
They're in conversation with each other, is what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I'm saying no, and loved it. We got to see him butt naked. Great storyline. You know, I just feel like they don't make movies like this anymore.
It's really cool. I looked it up because I was curious because I'm always impressed with like
Velma, tell me.
the London stuff.
Yeah.
Because like London famously very big, very full of people. They had to like shoot like at dawn every like just over a few days. A lot of the stuff were like done within 20 minutes or something like that. Like crazy time frames to get like to make London feel empty, and they did.
They did a great job.
Like that's like one of the things you like can't make as a set.
Right.
You just have to like go do the real thing. Like the bus, like the classic London double-decker bus that was like on its side. Apparently they didn't even get the permit for that. Like whatever council person they had to get, say yes. But when the council person didn't show up on the day of filming, they're like, well, we should just do it. And they did that within 20 minutes.
28 minutes?
Yes, 28 minutes was all it took. And
That was a
then,
great joke you could have made.
well, if anything, I was setting you up for it.
Okay. Gotta knock them out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I absolutely love the set. And I actually was thinking that as well. I was like, oh, like, they must have just really closed the
Parts of,
whole
like, Piccadilly
city down just
Square.
to get these shots of him going, hello?
Uh,
I was kind of getting annoyed when he was saying that. Hello?
Yeah, just over and over again. Well, he was scared and alone.
I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't react like that if I woke up in Los Angeles was completely empty.
You just like run through and like be happy.
No, I would just run through and be like, what the fuck? Where is everyone? He was like being too polite about it for me. He was just
But-
like, hello?
That's the difference between Americans and like people from the UK. Well, he was actually Irish. Like his character, they made his character Irish too because he's Irish.
Right.
He was supposed to be an Englishman.
Yeah, and you know what I was very curious about that I feel like the movie didn't really explain? Why did he wake up in the hospital naked?
I believe he was in a bike. He was a bike messenger.
Right.
Usually they shave the side of your head. I think probably to like cut the like around his skull to probably like help reduce swelling, and like put him in like some kind of medically induced coma.
No, I know that, but why is he naked?
Oh, because like maybe they just disrobed, like in the hospital gown. There's like gowns. Maybe they just like were busy and changing him or something. I don't know.
Like the monkey came and bit them like right whenever.
Yeah. And monkey's like the little hand on the chin. He's like, no, I'm gonna leave it like this. Man, it's too fine to bite.
Where do they get those monkeys in the beginning of the movie?
I think there's supposed to be like animal test. Like there's animal testing.
I know. I understand
I
that.
do love it. So
And I love how the hippies got their shit rocked.
There's shit rock, and it's like always is so funny. Like I know the virus is supposed to make you mad, but like the one monkey that just like have them watching like riots on TV.
That
It's
didn't
like
make
I was like
any
it's like
damn
I
sense.
know it's supposed to make you're supposed to be like, oh, people are bad and angry already, but like it's very funny. They just like visually like, yeah, we're gonna make the monkey watch riots to see what
And
happens.
if he's already pissed, isn't that?
Yeah,
I'm confused. Was the monkey pissed while watching the riots on the screen, or was the monkey become rageful because he was watching the riots?
to do a little work for the movie, I think maybe the idea was to harness this like virus that made people like very aggressive.
It's for like the war and shit.
Always, with these movies, you always assume it's for, like for the military.
Okay.
The military was wants to weaponize everything,
Mm-hmm.
so assume that maybe the point was to eventually make this virus to either for our own soldiers to make them like aggressive and fighting, or you drop it like on the enemy and like the enemy just kills themselves, and then you go in and clean that up.
Okay, well, they didn't say that.
They didn't. I was like, it's hard to know exactly what the reasoning was, but that's where my mind went.
Okay. Yeah, and so that was like the first scene was like some rageful monkeys in some cages, and then one monkey
these
strapped
PETA
up,
hippies.
and then these fucking PETA hippies came in to save them,
Mm-hmm.
but then they got fucking chomped
Immediately.
up. They got chomped up.
I mean, also the scientist did a very bad job of explaining what was going to happen. He's like, "Oh, you'll die if you open it." It's like you should just say, "No, if you open it, this monkey is going to rip your face off." I think that would get the point across a little more clearly.
Yeah,
Like I would probably listen to that
sure.
because like chimps do that,
Do what?
rip people's faces off.
Right.
Like that would be enough for me to go
Right.
like, okay, well, hold up, maybe not.
Sure.
All right, so
Keep going.
the virus gets out.
Virus gets out, finds out that the monkey rage can be transferred to humans, and then makes the humans rageful.
Yeah,
and zombies.
I like the like, it's like classic zombie rules. Like biting always like transfers it, but I like the idea of like it being transmissible through blood. So like for some reason when you get infected, you immediately like vomit up blood.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the zombies will throw it up on people, and as long if it gets in your mouth or eyes or probably any orifice, most likely, you turn, and I like how quickly you turn. Not like other zombie movies where you're like, oh, maybe they can hide it for a little bit. It's like within like 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Fast.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Like if you get it, like you like are aware of it's gonna happen, but then there's nothing you can do about it.
Right. And then we meet Selena.
Selena,
And then this
great
other
name,
guy.
Naomi Harris. She's like been in everything. She was in Pirates of the Caribbean. She was Calypso,
Who's that again?
the kind of witch.
Oh, that was her.
Yep,
Ah.
and her like kind of maybe just traveling companion who like we don't have to worry about knowing him for very long because he gets his shit rocked pretty damn quickly.
Pretty damn quickly. You
She-
know what I did think? Because we established that she's like a hard ass. She's really strict. That she's gonna kill you within a second if you get it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yep.
But then obviously, what makes movies good, in my opinion, is
Mm-hmm.
when there's a strong relationship.
Yeah,
So Cillian plays Jim. That's his name in the movie, right?
yeah.
Jim and Selena start forming a romantic relationship. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly. Honestly, I'm a sucker for like any movie where there's like a strong relationship, like will they, won't they,
Yes.
kind of thing. But what I was gonna say was, I almost wonder if that was in the making of the partner she was with before she met Jim,
Aw.
and then she was just like, oh well, he died. I'm just gonna now be with the next survivor in this town.
I'll take another like scoop of vanilla.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the only flavor around.
My girl, she loves vanilla ice cream.
Well, I mean, but
Maybe a little vanilla bean.
yeah, a little vanilla bean. But I will say, like, well, not like she chose unwell.
No,
Cillian
he's fucking
Murphy
fine.
was a little snack in that.
Cillian Murphy, well, that was the first time I thought he was hot in anything. Because now, to me, he looks scary as shit. But
Is
I
it-
know that's just me being mean because he's just older now. And, he has perfect bone structure. But the older you get, the more face fat you lose. So to me, he looks scary as hell. But this movie, I was like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I'll take that small peepee. I'll take that small peepee and the little flat ass
Yeah.
any day.
Little flat English ass.
That flat little English ass, I'll take it. He's looking scrumptious in that movie.
No, and I really do like their central relationship because, like, and she even says, and that's like I think it comes up in zombie movies a lot, where it's like, is there anything more to life than survival when like the world ends? And like, the Jim point of view is like, well, there has to be, there should be, like,
And she's
otherwise,
like, mm-mm.
it's just about survival. And then of course she softens to that worldview and realizes, yes, of course, there's more to life than just existing.
Right? I love when I learn a little lesson in a movie too. And we have we meet, this father and daughter duo who are not infected yet. They take them in.
Yep.
They are now traveling to
Who I love, Brendan Gleeson. He's in a million things.
What were some of the million things he was in?
He's popped up in the Cavalry. He's been in what was the thing that came out last year? Banshees of Inisherin. He is.
Oh, that was him. I did love that movie.
He's like one of those actors who has like a million credits. So like they've just been working forever, and they're always good at
Right,
whatever
right,
they do.
right.
And he's got that kind of natural warmth, dad, kind of protector.
Right.
Like he's a good dad in that movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. And yeah, they
Has
go-
a daughter.
and the daughter, they go out to try to find safety. They hear on a radio wave that that there's like some people that are alive out there. There's like a military base.
They basically said we have a cure to rage or whatever.
Yes, and so they travel far and long.
To end up at a very English mansion in the countryside. Mm-hmm. Staffed by a bunch of soldiers, led by Christopher Eccleston, who is one of
Our
big
producer just gasped.
big gasp from our
Big
producer,
gasp
who was
from
one
our
of,
Gen Z.
weirdly enough,
producer.
because he's one of the Doctor Who's. He's one of
What
the
do you know him from?
He's one of the
Ben?
doctors.
Number 9.
Oh, there you go.
There's a zombie episode in Doctor Who.
Yeah,
Wow.
Doctor Who like covers a lot of like kind of genre.
I've never
like,
seen it. Is it scary?
Sometimes they do spooky stuff.
Maybe I should watch it.
It is very corny and very British.
Okay. It's corny. I don't know if I've liked that. Anyways, yeah, he is the sergeant.
And wouldn't you know, like, it happens a lot in zombie movies. The real monsters, they're people.
Because guess what? That military base, they lied because they
Yeah.
were trying to get some punani.
Yeah, their whole thing was like,
We're horny and we need women here. So they set that up so that some women can show up so that they
can get laid.
Get
in a
their-
little Dip of the tea bag.
Ew.
I was trying to think of something British. They want a little nibble on their crumpet.
Yes. And I was like, these sons of bitches. And so, they got to get rid of Jim.
Jim, at this point, poor Brendan Gleeson's dead.
Oh, yeah. He got zombified. He got the tiniest drop of blood in his eye.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Also, what's fucked up was they were waiting, though.
I know. I would have been pissed from the get.
Oh, they're bad people, yeah.
Well, they're bad people. The military was waiting for...
Trying to thin out the herd.
But keep the girls, because there was Selena and then the young...
Too young.
Daughter.
They're gross.
Disgusting. And...
Which, now that we're talking about it, I realize is, I guess, the other counterpoint, because even Christopher Eccleston was like, he was trying to be like a good commander or whatever, a good like father figure. Because he said like a week before, like what he found one of his guys like with a gun in his mouth, questioning why should they go on, and he was like, "Well, I'll find a reason for you." He's like, "Oh, what about women? They also were looking for a reason to not just survive, but like the darker side of it."
Yeah, but that was the evil way to do it.
That's it. That's the evil way, as opposed
couldn't
to the
even
the
just
loving.
couldn't just like been chill. They like that's the thing too. They weren't even chill about it. They
They
should
waited-
just let him come in and be like, "Oh, we got you some flowers."
They didn't even wait a full day.
No, they didn't wait a full day. They were like,
It's been 3 hours.
they were like stripped down to your chonies.
Yeah. And like, Jim, you're cool, right? You want to be part of this?
And he was like, "No."
Thank God.
With
Yeah.
his big, beautiful, scary blue eyes, he was like, "No, don't do that." And so then they set to kill him.
And there was one nice soldier who, of course, gets killed because of that.
Yeah, he was nice. He was helping him out.
Scottish, which I like. I like that touch because the Scots also don't really like Jim, Irish, Scottish guy. A lot of them do not care for the English because they're evil colonizers. Mm-hmm. That's still true.
To wrap it up, if you haven't seen the movie, it came out 24 years.
A mere 24 years ago.
24 years ago, and again, I'm still kind of pissed that he didn't just wait a couple more years to make the movie accurate 28 years later.
Mm-hmm.
So 28 days later, they get the title just from this one moment where the monkeys,
From the unleashing of the rage virus till like
all the way up until Jim wakes up
Yes.
butt naked in a hospital
Mm-hmm.
with no one else in there. And I was also thinking too, why was there no other patients in that opening scene?
Why
Like,
is no
why
one-
is he the only one that was in there, and why did no one bite him? What?
Danny Boyle. I don't know.
What is this reference you're making?
I was like this plot hole like that's 20 years like late. I don't know. Like it's movie magic.
Okay, whatever. So I think that movie was great.
It is great.
It was so nice. I heard that some of it was filmed with like the last scene was actually film, and the first was like camcorders.
It was like digital cameras, which I really love their look.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And
It was
this-
artistically very pleasing.
Danny Boyle's always like when he's allowed to cook, he can really cook.
Right.
With like his like cinematography, and it's a bummer because that aesthetic though you can't even recreate anymore. Mm-hmm. Obviously, like handheld cameras still exist, but that style of like digital film or like
Right.
they're not around anymore. Like that kind of like really overexposed, kind of like smearing, like the like look of people. Mm-hmm. Like it looks really cool, and like but it's like of its time period now.
And there was a couple good jump scares, like whenever he goes into the church when he's still like kind of searching, and like he sees all these dead bodies, and again he's like, "Hello," and then a couple zombies like pop up. Those were like scary looking.
like they look almost like weirdly like like
Like
vacant.
their mouth was all open, like,
They're like excited to see him, like they were gonna get him.
ew, it was so creepy. And then at the end he saves the day. Him, Selena, and the daughter
Go to
see
the
an
countryside.
airplane. Yeah, go to the countryside. They see an airplane fly by, have a big old help sign. Or no, it said hello.
Hello.
Oh, actually, I don't like this movie no more. That pissed me off. I forgot they had a big
Yeah.
sign that said hello. Why is this man obsessed with saying hello in this movie?
He loves saying hello.
If I could count, if you watch this movie, take a shot every time hello is said.
Jim says hello.
You're gonna have fucking alcohol poisoning because they say it. He says it so many times in this movie.
You're gonna get angry the good old fashioned way.
Yes. Okay. In the Squidward way. So I would say great movie. Really don't have any notes. Maybe a couple loopholes here and there, but overall, I give it 4.5 hellos.
Yeah. I would give it
Or on Adri Tomatoes, a 96%.
Yeah, it's four
Hellos.
4.5 hellos and one half hello.
Hello. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. Now, this is a first on this podcast.
Yeah.
What we're going to talk about next is because usually I say we have very similar taste. Usually when we hate a movie, we hate it. When we love a movie, we love it.
Yep.
This one, we're beefing a little bit about it.
Yeah,
Velma and Daphne are about to throw down.
Yeah.
Get a little dirty in the mud. Take that sweater off.
Yeah.
Velma's going to take that sweater off and show those big old double Ds. I know she got double Ds for sure.
Oh, yeah. She's a baddie.
She's a baddie. Big, plump, juicy butt booty, too, under that skirt.
She's been doing squats.
Okay. Sure. I hate that I set this up. But anyways, we saw 28 Years last night.
Yeah.
And I absolutely fucking hated it.
And I really enjoyed it.
It pissed me off. It really pissed me off. Nothing made sense. And whenever I was expecting you to also agree with me when we were leaving, and you were like, I really liked it. And I was like, what?
Mm-hmm. Little table setting. So yeah, 28 years later after the virus.
And don't even get me started on that again. That the fact that it wasn't even actually 28 years later since the first movie came out. It's so close. You couldn't wait like 3 more years?
You never saw the middle movie.
Never saw them, and I never fucking will.
Probably not. I mean, it's not even by Danny Boyle, like different director. They farmed it out. But that movie ended on a cliffhanger with like the rage virus like actually crashed. They got some people out of like London and they crash land in Paris, and we see them like running. Mm-hmm. I love the idea that like the backstory I've heard is they just nuked Paris.
Okay.
Just like, we're not taking this risk. Paris gone.
Okay.
And so that's why they do like the hard quarantine in England. Like that's why it never got any worse for anyone else.
Okay.
Which I really like.
Okay, but that's not the movie we're talking about because I didn't see that movie.
Well, that movie, no, they didn't. We just found out what happened in this movie.
Oh, okay.
Why the rest of the world didn't get infected.
Okay.
Because they got quarantined.
Okay.
So we like open like this little island. I've also read that the script is supposed to be kind of like a juxtaposition to the first movie, like where like the first one's like more urban, deals with the cities. This is the more kind of rural, like remote parts of England. It's a lot of green. At the very least, can you admit like it looked really pretty out there?
Whatever.
Yes.
I've seen prettier movies.
No, you have not.
Okay, I really liked the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And then everything else, we're going to spoil this, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen the movie,
we're getting into it.
Don't, because it's fucking stupid. Or if you're like Quentin.
And correct and smart.
No.
Listen to my big old brain.
Your neurodivergent brain.
Yeah.
No, listen to the hot girl who is popular and knows what's good and what's not because that's how she's popular.
No.
Don't listen to the guy who fucking gawks at parties.
No, the whole...
It makes everyone kind of uncomfortable. And they ask me, how do you know that guy? And I'm just like,
see,
it's a long story.
The whole point of being popular is like, it's like not being correct. It's just being bully.
To being popular?
Yeah, you're just being mean to something you don't understand.
Quentin, you are literally the meanest person I know.
I am not. There's no way.
Yes,
I am the
there
meanest
literally is.
person you know.
Yes.
What, did you break all your mirrors at your house? You can't see yourself no more?
I didn't say he was the best at being mean, but he is the meanest.
See?
You were so sassy. What are you talking about?
You would have thought of a better thing because you're better at being mean.
But you're so sassy and you're always talking shit.
Yeah, but correctly. I
Anyways.
direct it at the right people, usually at those in power.
Sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah, gotta raise
right.
fist from our producer.
Yeah,
Once again,
right.
Once again, our child Ben is on my side.
No, you're always calling women hookers. What are you talking about? Ben, you gonna raise your hand for that? Now Ben is frowning.
Yeah, but when I call hookers, you laugh.
It's so unexpected.
Yeah, and you're in agreement.
No. Anyway,
I'm not saying anything negative about being a hooker. I'm saying I'm pro.
Even in the movie we were watching, you
Yeah,
turned
see,
to me.
got the hand back.
You turned to me and said hooker. No, how you say it, it's evil.
Because get what? Okay, what was she doing? She was facilitating cheating on this. This woman is boning down this kid's dad. Meanwhile, the poor mom is cancer stricken in this household.
Okay, you're getting ahead of yourself.
All
What
right.
happened before this?
So the dad takes his young boy Spike, which
So it's this island, right?
yeah, it's only accessible during low tide due to a causeway, like a kind of path they have, which is like essentially kept it safe all these years.
Right.
You know, because it's an island and none of the rage people are intelligent enough to like swim out there or anything.
Right. Well, maybe they don't know how to swim.
Maybe you forget when you get the rage virus, you also forget how to swim.
Well, they barely know how to walk.
It
or
doesn't
run.
come up.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of the ones that are crawling the grounds, like that's what happens over the years of like this, like they've atrophied, their muscles have atrophied, they've swollen, like a corpse kind of swells up, like waterlogged.
Sure. Yeah, and so it's kind of established in this world that you either, when you grow up, you know, you're either a hunter, a seamstress,
Forager.
a baker, forager, kind of like going back to the basics and living
Medieval,
life.
yeah. Weirdly, there wasn't a podcaster job. So
Just see you.
you know, society is just me with like.
Yeah, because it showed pictures
Yeah.
like in a school classroom, like what you can be.
Yeah,
like
like,
just
it's
see
like-
you with headphones, like.
Which that would be very funny.
And so yeah, so we open up on this father and son duo,
Yeah.
which the actor is
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
yes, which you know he's a little too basic for me.
Yeah, and also like I didn't believe it. All the women in his life are too young for him.
Well, I could believe that in Hollywood.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because we know famously he likes him
Oh,
a
that's
little more
right.
seasoned.
Wait, what's his name again?
Aaron Taylor Johnston.
So Aaron Taylor Johnson, he is like married to like some 60-year-old, right?
Yeah,
Like
she's,
or
she's pretty old now.
50.
She's pretty old now.
Yeah, like they got
They-
together when he was 18.
And she was like 40,
That's so fucked up.
40 years. And she was a
And they're
director.
still together, right?
She was his director in a movie, like where he played like a version of John Lennon who has a weird relationship with his mom in the movie. It's like there's like it's not a very subtle, weird Oedipal thing they have got going on.
I see. Well, when I said he's a little too basic for me, I mean like look wise.
Like he's like kind of I'd say blandly handsome.
Yeah, he's blandly handsome. I mean, it's just so hard to like watch a double feature and you see Cillian
Uniquely
Right.
attractive.
so fine in that movie,
Yeah.
and then see Aaron right after.
Step
I'm just
down.
like step down, which is fine. But so it's established that you know the father's a hunter.
Yep.
You know, the son, Spike, who's like 12 in this movie, he is also going to become a hunter.
He's going out on his first kind of like blooding, you know, like your first hunt.
Yeah, which I guess for practice, but for me, what I was having a problem with, it was like, why are they going to the island that's infected, or the not
Mainland.
island, the mainland that's infected, just to kill them? Like, why aren't they like? To me, I was like, it'd make more sense if they risked their lives just to like get supplies or get things like that. But it was just mainly like, all right, we're gonna kill a few of them, and you only have like what 4 bows in your fucking.
Again, to defend the movie, I would say that we're led to believe the point of like the hunting is like more of like a protecting thing because there's foraging is also a job, so they probably go out in teams and like your job as a hunter.
Then why didn't they go out in a team?
Well, they weren't going out to forage.
One man and then one little boy.
Because
they
it's-
got each 4.5 bows for their arrows.
Because the point is to like
Wait, is the arrow the big harp thing, or is
the bow.
Oh, that's the bow. Okay, they had 4 arrows.
You got 4 bows, no arrow.
That's what I'm saying. They only got 4 arrows, 1 bow.
It's just to get him acclimated to the idea of like being a hunter. He's 12. He's learning. So he's just gonna go there, get a couple kills, and go back. That was the whole point.
But they were deep in there.
They were like a couple hours in.
That's deep.
But a whole point. Then also the big part of it is not just killing things. It's like learning how to sneak around and like be aware of the dangers around you. Like this is the world you live in. He's teaching him. He's teaching him to be tough.
I don't know. I didn't buy it. And so, but then, yeah, then they go in and then there's like a million of them chasing them. And I was like, and they ran out of arrows.
Well, they weren't supposed to fight. They were there to kill a couple things, not like run into a horde of them.
But that's the risk that happens. So why wouldn't you come with backup?
Because you only have so many resources. You can't go wasting. Your job is not to go kill all the zombies. Your job is to survive and go back to your home.
I understand that. But I'm saying they went so unprepared
Well,
to go do a few killings.
you in your mind, you just wanted him to have more arrows. Is that it?
Honestly, maybe. Maybe that's all I needed. But to me, I was getting
They-
pissed off that he only had a
Yeah,
few arrows
a
on
few
him.
arrows. All right.
And then a whole herd of infected started chasing them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all dirty and naked.
They're all naked.
They were all naked, all dirty.
Bits flopping around. Led by there. Something is interesting compared to the first and third movie is the infected have also kind of developed like different physical attributes, minds or whatever. Like they've evolved.
They've evolved, yes.
They're like a pack because they have an alpha now. They have alphas. There's like there's a couple alphas.
And that's the alpha is the one with the big old fucking
hog.
hog.
Yeah, apparently for some people it makes you the rage virus makes you gigantic and get a big old pee-pee.
Huge pee-pee.
Put poor Cillian Murphy to shame.
I told you he's a grower.
Yeah. Well, this guy was
He was a damn shower.
he was a damn shower.
And I'll be scared when I see that thing grow. But listen, okay. So I just feel like they spent so much time establishing this relationship with the dad and the son for them to go back to the island. They escape.
They go home.
They run across, the tide. It's a kind of like they're trapped there for a little bit,
Yeah.
They finally get back. And then all of a sudden this relationship crumbles. We see the dad and Spike like no longer getting along because we find out that the dad has been cheating on the bedridden mother
Who's ill with something we find out later is cancer.
Yes, but in that moment we don't know what it is. And I understand.
'Cause there's
I
no
would
doctors.
Yes, I would be heartbroken as a kid if I saw my parent cheating on another parent.
Yeah.
But why spend so much time establishing this relationship just to kind of like throw it out the window? Where I feel like maybe the kid and the mom, there should have been more of a, because then all of a sudden the movie became about them two, and I was just like, now you're throwing me off. Like, you made me invest in this relationship for him to easily be like, get away from me, Dad, I hate you, because heaven forbid a man goes down on a woman. That's what pissed you off about it. Not that he cheated, is because he went down on his like teacher or something in the middle of a party when they came back.
Not the middle of the party. They at least stepped outside.
Well, of course, that's what I mean. They stepped outside. He did a little munch.
Yeah.
And then the boy was all pissed off that his dad did a little munch on a school teacher.
Yep.
And then is all of a sudden pulling out a knife on his dad, being like, "Get away from us." Well, I'm like, he's just.
The whole point is like we're seeing the two relationships. It's like he's a boy raised by two parents. Like,
and I understand
it's a
that.
juxtaposition.
I understand that, but I just wasn't on the mom's side immediately because she's just kind of this weird, crazy person in a bed.
Well, and the son feels like because the dad is not doing his job or is like worn out. The son feels due to like loving his mom so much, he wants to take care of her and make her better and do anything like to make her like probably how she was.
And
like
I understand
he snuck her
that.
some bacon before
I
the
understand
hunt.
that, but that was the only time I kind of saw some sort of connection between them two.
We build to that though.
Okay, we're building to it. That's fair. Then, okay, so the Spike kid, he's apparently a good hunter, but when he was there on the mainland, he was fucking shit. He wasn't doing well. He was all scared, and his dad had to save him in every and that's another thing too. His dad was saving him in every situation, every scenario.
Well, no, he did. He got his good first kill.
Yeah, but that was just some zombie laying on the ground that was barely moving.
Well, he panicked a little bit when he had the horde running at him. But like even the dad tried to say, like, I've seen grown men panic.
Okay, sure, I understand that. He's 12. I get that. But the fact that he knew that he was such shit from going to the mainland, and then the next day he's like, all right, Mom, I heard there's a doctor on the mainland. I'm sneaking you on there with no protection, just me and you,
'Cause
one
no one would
crazy
go with him.
white lady and one 12-year-old kid with now only 3 bows. No, damn it. 3 arrows. And I'm just like, dude, you knew you sucked. Why are you going there by yourself?
Because he's desperate. Your mama's dying. No one's around to help you. And he loves her so much, he's willing to risk life and limb for the off chance to save her.
Sure, but his dad had told him, hey, that doctor is crazy. don't go out there. He's not a doctor anymore. He lost his mind because he would get all these corpses and like put them together. And that still didn't scare him.
Because he would do anything for his mother.
That's okay. I understand that. But I'm like, we did not see that kind of relationship until halfway through the movie where I'm like, oh, I guess
It's
he
like a
really.
third.
Yeah, it took him so long for them. I was like, oh, I guess, because I love my mom, but am I gonna go get like 4 bows? No, damn it, 4 arrows and go in and risk it all? Probably not. I'm sorry.
I would.
For your mom?
I'd grab my 4 bows and no
arrows.
no arrows, and I'm taking her to that crazy doctor.
Okay, and I understand that. It's just like, to me, I just didn't see the math adding up for him to do that.
You didn't buy it into the relationship.
I didn't
as
buy
much,
the
as much as
relationship.
I felt it. Maybe it's because am I a boy mom or a mom boy?
I thought you were a dad boy.
I'm both.
I was about to say.
See, I have a great.
Who pays for your groundling classes?
See.
Daddy. Not your mommy. Daddy.
Because I
When
don't.
you want to take an improv class, Daddy's going to come and buy you. So you are a dad boy.
I'm both. That's what I'm saying. Like this movie doesn't resonate perfectly for me because, great relationship with both parents.
And that's fair. I'm just saying I did not see that until he decides to take her on the mainland to try and like save her, try to get to the doctor. And then all of a sudden now he's a good shot because they start getting chased by zombies right away.
He just needed the right motivation.
Okay, and that's fair.
He's a protector.
And that's fair. And then we meet some military guy.
Some poor Swedish guy who was part of the blockade. His boat crashed and he got stuck there.
And that really threw me off when he pulled out an iPhone.
Well, that was the point. Is like the rest of the world kept moving without England.
Oh, because that's what 28 months later is about, is that it stayed there.
Yes.
And they nuked Paris. Okay, now I understand what you're saying.
The world didn't stop spinning just because England wasn't a part of it anymore. If anything, it probably improved.
Okay. Okay, but
that's why they tried so hard to keep him on the island. It wasn't just the virus. No, it's like we have an excuse to keep England in England now. Great.
Right. Okay, I guess to me, I'm such a butterfly effect kind of person. That's just like my whole thing. But
yeah, you're always going on about the butterfly effect.
But I just mean like, I guess the iPhone was made still in 2008, only 6 years after this whole crazy virus came about. I don't know. It just seemed to like.
The point is that this movie took place in 2028.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah, so of course the iPhone was around. If anything, it's like that was like a 6
so
or 7.
So you're telling me that Steve Jobs would
the American?
He would still make an iPhone after there's a big virus.
Yes, I believe that.
I guess that's capitalism for you. Okay, I believe it too.
Why would he? Well, there's no more England. I guess I'll just not make the iPhone.
That's how I would feel.
Why?
That's exactly how I'd feel.
Why would you feel that way?
Because I'd feel sad and I'd be like, what am I doing with my life? I'm not volunteering. I'm not helping the world. I'm just making a fucking phone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever.
Just like how all the people who have stopped, innovating or going to work and doing our little stuff while a genocide has been happening for 2 years across the ocean.
Don't look at the camera when you say that.
But
and that's what I'm saying. Maybe I would have made the next iPhone, but because this is all happening, I'm not.
Thanks, Israel. We missed out on a new iPhone.
Yeah, could have been the best thing that ever happened.
Now we'll never know.
Okay, whatever. I guess to me that was like the biggest jump scare was when he pulled out an iPhone because I was like, what the fuck? Why is there an iPhone in this movie?
And then he roasted his girlfriend for having them big old fake lips.
Yeah, that was funny, I guess.
Is that a sign? Are we going back the other way now?
More modest?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's already happening.
Did we get too? Well, I mean, I think we got too big with lips, and now we just need to we're reining it back in.
I think just in general, it's always just like us as human beings, we don't know how to balance anything. We can't just have like a little good of everything. So it's always going to be like we're going to be more conservative with how we dress or, how we spend money to like the reverse of, being scandalous. And, so I think right now we're swinging back to the conservative.
I mean, sadly, yeah.
Yeah. So no more hookers for you?
They'll still be there.
In secret. Secret hookers.
Secret hookers.
Okay, whatever. And then
We meet. He makes it to the doctor. Rafe.
no. Before that,
Mm.
what really pissed me off when that fucking one zombie lady gave birth to a baby.
Why would that not work?
How in the damn hell did she get pregnant?
You saw the guy with the big pee-pee.
So you're telling me these zombies are fucking?
Yes.
These zombies are not fucking each other.
They.
What, rage sex?
Yeah, they're having amazing angry sex all the time.
No, they're not.
Why wouldn't they?
Because their like minds are gone.
Yeah, so only their bodies remain, the physical side of things.
But you need your mind to tell your body, hey, you need to.
Animals do. Like, fucking does not involve higher functioning brain stuff. You can, like, do. Like, dumb people fuck all the time.
Sure. And
So
I agree.
These are the dumbest.
Okay, I agree.
Well,
Well, maybe not the dumbest.
Okay, they're pretty. Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, wink.
Wink, wink, wink. We're talking about you.
Yeah. The point is, though, like, yeah, like, they're just stuck in a field for 20 years. What else are they going to do?
Okay, sure. So one of them's like hella pregnant. She's
Yes.
about to give birth on a train. And then the crazy mom comes and like is helping her with the birth.
Because this ties into a bigger theme of the movie. Because eventually we do reach Ray Fiennes. We reach his like monument he's made to the dead, which he like like he removes like he like cleans skulls and like body parts off and kind of like respectfully kind of arranges them and like kind of like I think they're called cairns, like essentially like a tower. Like we stack stones like historically throughout history, like like they signify like graves and things like that.
Okay, what does that have to do with
The mom is connecting with her. It's because even with yes, they're infected with the virus, but they're still people.
No, they're not, because their brains are gone.
Yeah, but they're still people.
No, they're not.
We're more similar. That was the whole point. Like we're more similar to them than not.
Okay, whatever. She gives birth to a baby, but then the baby doesn't have it.
And
The baby's a normal baby.
because the placenta kept it safe in utero.
Now you're just fucking making shit up.
That's what they do.
That's what they do.
That's why babies
Who?
aren't. That's why babies
do?
aren't born. If a mom is sick, the baby's not necessarily would be born with the disease the mother has. That's
Then why are always there's these crack babies out here?
well.
Riddle me that. Huh? Riddle me that. Why are there crack babies?
Allow me
then?
to explain all the crack babies.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, it's like you can't continuously like damage your body. Eventually, it adds up. Also, it's
All you men
also
do
it's-
is make excuses.
also it's a movie,
Okay, whatever. Sure. Yes, it's a movie. Okay. And
and
then
they explained it.
okay, yes. And then we meet the doctor because then the zombie lady is like fucking goes back to being rageful after she gave birth.
Yeah,
Then we meet fucking Voldemort
Ray
in the middle
Fiennes.
in the middle of the fucking woods with all these fucking skulls.
Mhm.
And that's like what he does as a dog. He just does that there.
Well, yeah, society's collapsed, and he believes in kind of like honoring the dead. Was it the memento mori?
All I know is
It's like I don't know. I think it makes sense. Like society's collapsed. It's gone through this like disaster, and there's like you realize that kind of like the fleetingness of like life and just how fragile everything is, and you I guess you make the most of the time you have, or you like honor all the time you spend not alive, because that's most of like eternity is not being alive.
shut up. So so he has all these damn skulls. He's collecting them. It's a big old mountain full of skulls. And okay, this is what really pissed me off in the movie. I felt like there was this forced energy of like, oh, like this is a beautiful moment. Like it felt like it wasn't earned, where we find out that the mom has cancer. It's kind of getting to her brain, so that's why she's being a little crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the little boy is like going through this montage in his head of like, oh, like I'm gonna miss my mom, like she's dying.
Yeah.
And the montage was like what we saw 20 minutes ago
Well,
in the movie.
They didn't have time to film everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was so stupid.
They ran out of time.
It was like 2 moments where they connected 1/3 the movie.
Yeah, that was a little cheesy.
That was so corny.
I know what they're getting at, though.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They should have spent more time in the beginning of the movie establishing their relationship for me to be invested for when this moment comes, when this doctor decides to kill her on the spot. I'm like, damn, that was so stupid.
The mom acknowledged it. She knew she was dying, and the whole point was there's like deaths you can have, and peaceful deaths are like one of the nicest you can have, and so she chose her moment.
It was just very jarring. It was like the moment she found out she had cancer, she was like, okay.
She said, I already hurt, when he was like, oh, it's like, like worried, when the kid was worried about her. It's like, the point was she was too far gone. She like kind of knew it in her body. She knew her body. And some people laughed, and then the chorus,
as they rightfully should have laughed.
He, like gives the boy his mom's skull. Like, he does the same kind of respectful, like kind of like treatment that he's been doing for everyone else. And he wants her. He's like put her in like a special place for her, and so he goes to the top, to honor his mother, and has it face east, so it always was looking at the sun. And these soulless fucks in this movie laugh at this moment.
And I was right there with them.
You were not laughing.
It was so corny. It was corny.
Yes. Who amongst us hasn't seen this before? A young boy loses his mother and places her skull atop a pile of bones.
It's just so funny because this movie all takes place within like
2 hours.
2 hours, and so much has happened.
I think they maybe tried to do too much. Maybe
it was too
tonally.
Much too soon. Like,
could this have been a TV show?
Sure.
Maybe like
and then maybe I would have at least been more invested in their relationship.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then let's wrap it up.
We'll wrap it up
because I think also like tonally they were trying to juggle too much, because then the movie ends on kind of an insane note.
Yes, he goes and like gives the baby to the village on the island.
Great, sure.
And
he's
again,
like, I'm gonna go be by myself for a while.
To me, I was like, what was the point of that whole baby scene? He just like gave the baby away.
Well, it's named after his mother.
I don't give a rat's ass who's it named after. I didn't even know her name until 2/3 of the movie in, because they didn't tell us until then. They just kept going, your mother's sick. Your mother's sick.
Your mom's sick.
Your mom's sick.
Your mom's sick.
Your mom's sick. And then he's like, he writes a note to his dad being like, since you munched on someone else's fucking muffin, I'm going out and staying out here the mainland.
All he said was, don't worry about me, Dad. I'll come back when I'm ready.
Did you not read the fine print? It said, P.S. I'm doing this because you were munching on my teacher's muffin.
Hey, how about you and that hooker raise this baby?
Yeah. And then he...
named after my mom.
Yeah, and it was so stupid because then, he's a 12-year-old boy still. He seems smart, but to me, that's not the smartest answer.
Maybe they should have made him a little older.
Yeah, he's a 12-year-old boy on the mainland now, going to fend for himself, has no more arrows.
Doesn't have to for very long, because guess what? Who rolls up? Jack O'Connell, having himself a great moment this year. Between this and Sinners.
I think I literally said out loud, what the fuck?
Because they go all crazy. They kill the infected in like a really fun kind of...
They're all wearing Adidas jumpsuits. Yeah. They have crowns and jewels...
very like
on their fingers.
They feel like very English Mad Max.
Yes.
Kinda like it's the end of the world, no society, so we made our own. Because there was a little boy at the beginning of the movie, like in like a unrelated prologue, and that's the boy grown up.
Maybe I would have liked this movie more if I saw 28 months later.
Well, no, I think the problem is like they filmed another movie back to back with this, so they needed to like quickly like set up the second half of this like duology.
What are they gonna call this movie? Fucking 28 decades later?
I think it's like, no, it's just gonna be 28 years later, The Bone Temple.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't have called it 28 days later plus.
Yeah.
Or 28 years later plus.
Hell, if
two more days.
Maybe the movie takes place right after. Call it 28 minutes later.
For real, literally, and that's how long I want the movie to be.
Yeah.
Not a fucking second longer.
Yeah, no, I didn't like the tone because I gave this like really, I found like very moving, elegiac, kind of mournful tone of the movie, and then boom, crazy, kind of like what they called chavs, beating up the rage virus people.
I was so mad. I was so mad because I had a very busy, productive day yesterday. I had a comedy show at night, and before the comedy show, I accidentally took a 2-hour nap before, and I woke up in a sweat and a grog, had to rush to the show.
Yeah.
The show was fine. I had to warm up the crowd, which is always annoying as a comedian when the crowd's not already warmed up for you. And then I rushed from the show. Instead of getting my praises at the show, I had to rush to AMC at Universal Studios and then be pissed off for another two more hours. Where I could have stayed for 2 hours and at least got a couple of white men with mullets to say how funny I was.
And that's what we all deserve.
And what?
We all deserve that.
We all deserve a couple of white men with mullets telling us that we're funny.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
But I didn't get that. I only got 2 white men with 2 white mullets getting to tell me, oh, great job. But I had to rush to AMC.
Yep.
And had a chaotic night.
Oh, you got a pizza.
Oh, fuck. And I did. And thank you for that. But now I'm going to be ungrateful. The pizza was nasty.
Well,
thank you for the pizza, but the pizza was nasty. It was a flatbread pizza.
I told you get a hot dog. And guess what? That hot dog hit.
No, there was no relish. I can't have a hot dog without relish.
Ketchup and mustard. It was good.
No.
It was a good hot dog.
No. I'm not saying it was the worst time of my life. But I just was so tired.
All right. Give me a rating.
I give it 1.5 white man with a mullet out of. Adri Tomatoes. I give it 1% white mullet. No. I give it 12 for how old he fucking was. No, I give it 4 bows.
No, I was gonna say
4% bows.
I was gonna say I'm gonna give it 3 bows, 1 arrow, which is in my mind an arrow is a half.
Okay.
So it's like a 3.5 out of 5.
Okay, for Adri Tomatoes, I give it a 12%. I really didn't like it. It wasn't scary. There was no good jumps. The only jump scares I got was when he brought out the iPhone. Because I went, the fuck, why is there an iPhone in this movie, in this world? Because I didn't realize there was a world outside of this.
It was not that scary.
It wasn't scary at all. All the scenes took place during the day, which could be done well. Like Midsommar, I think, is a perfect example of a good horror movie placed in the middle of the day where it's still scary. None of it was scary. We had that big old beast man running around. He wasn't scary. He looked like fucking Jason Momoa.
He just made me think of
wait, what's his name?
Jason Momoa.
Momoa. Please correct me when I'm wrong with things.
Yeah. He made me think of Will Forte in his character MacGruber, who loved to rip people's spines. Because this big guy loved ripping people's heads off.
Oh, yeah, he would just rip people's heads off and the spines would come out.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even, it was like kind of like not even scary.
Not that scary.
That literally is meant, if someone told me there was a man that came outside who was ripping people's heads out with their spines, I'd be a little scared.
Yeah.
This, I was giggling a little bit. It was a little corny.
I was like, why are you doing that, Aquaman?
I know. Why was Aquaman with this big old fucking shark dick out here ripping people's heads off with their spines still attached?
Yep.
And it was almost comically. It wasn't scary.
You should just I don't know, you should ripped all their limbs off one by one. That would have been scary.
But the thing I think about zombies that is scary is that they look like people. So maybe that, or like regular people but zombified. And I think the fact that he was kind of already scary.
Yeah.
And then they add a zombie. He's also a zombie. I'm like, this isn't. 2 scaries cancel each other out, actually.
Yeah, it doesn't enhance it.
Yeah, it would be like if Michael Myers had a butcher knife and also
a giant penis.
And a giant penis. 2 scary things cancel each other out.
That would be very funny.
He takes his jumpsuit off and we're like, why the fuck does he have a huge hog?
I'm not scared anymore. I want to know, Mike, what you feeding that thing?
For real. Give me some of that devil in you or whatever the fuck. But anyways, don't see that movie.
Or do see that movie.
Whatever. All right. We got to go.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.
I got to go get a flatbread pizza at fucking Universal again.
Yeah. And we'll leave you with a little hello.
Goodbye. But first, hello.